Hello guys and welcome, it is the SRB2 dude here today bringing you yet another Splatoon 2 video. Now, yesterday, if you weren't sleeping or just living under a rock, you would have seen the most amazing Splatoon 2 Direct, displaying a bunch of new things that I did not expect at all. And first of all, I just want to explain, all the new things that have been shown to us, and then a few things that I noticed inside the Direct that, weren't actually explained too much. So let's get started. So the first thing I would like to point out is the firing range. They have listened. Nintendo devs listened so much. From Splatoon 1, a lot of people have been saying, we need some moving targets in the test firing range. And now, they have shown us that. We have moving targets that we can practice on, and now we can work on bettering ourselves at tracking moving opponents. Another thing that I would like to talk about is the new weapons that have been revealed, which I, first of all, did not expect at all. So, first of all, the Clash Blaster. It's basically a hybrid of the Lunar Blaster and the Rapid Blaster together. The Clash Blaster is short-ranged and has a really high fire rate, just like the Rapid Blaster. With this weapon, it seems like it's going to be a 4-shot kill if there is no direct hits. If there is one direct hit, it'll probably be a 3-shot kill. And if you're able to make all shots direct with this weapon, then I assume it will be also a 2-shot kill. To follow up some statistics from this weapon, I assume that an indirect hit is going to be 25%, a direct hit is going to be 50%, and that is pretty much it. There's nothing else to it, because now I can confirm damage up is not in this game. The next weapon that was revealed to us was the Flingzaroller, and the gimmick behind this is that its vertical flick is very long in range, but its short range flick or horizontal flick, or I guess old school flick as well, is very short ranged. It's somewhat like a mixture of the Dynamo Roller's vertical flick and the Carbon Roller's short range flick. So it's basically a normal roller with two factors behind it. The next weapon was the Goo Tuber, which is basically a splat charger where you can hold the charge for a much longer time. Now, it isn't really clear to what the setback is for this weapon if you were to compare the regular splat charger and the Goo Tuber together, but I would assume that it has something to do with movement speed and just mobility, or even ink consumption maybe. The next weapon that was also revealed to us was the Dapple Dualies. From looking at the gameplay, this seems like another version of the Dualies, maybe slightly shorter in range, but the main point of it is that the dodge roll mechanic with this weapon is twice as fast as the regular Dualies. So those are 4 weapons that are going to be playable at launch. I'm now going to move on to the special weapon. Now, we've heard about the Tender Missiles, the Ink Jet, Ink Storm, Splashdown, the Stingray, and we also knew about the Bomb Launcher, even though they haven't really said anything about it, but we knew it was a thing by the very first trailer of Splatoon 2. However, they have also revealed to us a new special weapon known as Ink Armor. It's basically a special weapon where you increase the defense of your entire team, regardless if they are standing next to you or not. To me, this sounds like the replacement to the Bubbler in Splatoon 1. And I feel like it's a really good replacement because now, if somebody uses Ink Armor against you, it now just depends on your skill at avoiding them and hitting your shots and being more accurate against the opponent. One thing I want to point out is that Ink Armor does not last forever, as it is a set time just like the Bubbler or Kraken. And the next special weapon is the Baller. Now with this special weapon, I feel it is a replacement of the Kraken in Splatoon 1. Once you are inside the ball, you're able to roll around and climb up walls and that. And once you're near an opponent, you can detonate yourself next to them in order for you to get a splat. Please note that if you try to roll over an opponent, you will not be killing them, just saying. And also one important thing I should note as well is that you aren't completely invincible because the opponents can shoot you out the bubble. Now that was pretty much all for special weapons. They only revealed 2 of them. And now I'm going to be talking about the playable maps that are possibly going to be in Splatoon 2 at launch. In the Splatoon 2 Direct, they show off maps such as The Reef, Muscleforge Fitness, Inkblot's Art Academy, Starfish Main Stage, and Humpback Pump Track. They also reveal a new map known as Sturgeon Shipyard, and they also show us the returning maps of Splatoon 1, such as Port Mackerel and Moray Towers, pretty much saying to us that all the old maps in Splatoon 1 all have a chance of coming back into Splatoon 2. Now the next thing they showed us was the rank battles. Of course, we have the returning rank battles, such as Splat Zones, Tower Control, and Rainmaker. One really interesting thing though is that all the ranks for these game types are separate. So you could be an A+ in Splat Zones, or you can be a C- in Tower Control, or an S+ player in Rainmaker, and so on. I really like this because it tells you what you're actually good at, what type of game types you're really good at. So players that are stronger at Tower Control, they're going to have their own S+ lobby. Players that are stronger in Splat Zones, they're going to have their own lobby that are in S+, and so on and so on. One thing I also want to mention too is this little gap as it shows on this picture. Even though there's nothing there, it kind of gives me a feeling that there might possibly be a new ranked mode coming out, because it's just a blank space. It could just be a blank space just to be a blank space, but I honestly feel like there is some sort of possibility for there to be a new ranked mode to come to Splatoon in the future. The Splatoon 2 Direct also talked to us a little bit about League Battle, which is basically where you can get into a group of 2, 3, or 4, and during a 2-hour period, you're able to score points for the amount of wins versus losses. The more wins you get, the higher your league power score would be. It will also show you the medal that you can earn as well. They don't talk too much about this, but it would be cool if we could see some sort of leaderboard of all the league powers that everyone has been earning as groups. Now, they also talked to us about some of the new gear abilities that are going to be in Splatoon 2. So the first one being Thermal Ink, which is basically once you have shot a couple shots into another opponent, you'll be able to see through the walls and see their location for a period of time. Honestly, I feel like this is going to work amazingly for longer range weapons, which take a little bit longer for them to secure a kill at long range. The Object Shredder is basically another ability where you can take out your enemy's objects such as sprinklers, squid beacons, and splash walls much faster than before. It's basically the replacement to using damage up in Splatoon 1. Another one is known as Respawn Punisher, which is basically the counter to Quick Respawn. Now, just to let you know, thankfully this gear ability is not stackable. It can only be one on one piece of clothing. But the main point of it is that if you were to kill somebody, it will take longer for them to actually respawn back into the game. However, the turn back for this is that if you are wearing Respawn Punisher, you will also take much longer to respawn back into the game. So it's either a big win situation or a big loss. There's also another gear ability known as the Drop Roller, which is basically once you have super jumped in, you can roll to the side. Now, I'm pretty sure this ability is in the game just to complement every other weapon that is not from the dually class, because with the dualies you can jump in anywhere and you can drop roll as soon as you fall in, but with this ability it allows you to do that with pretty much every other weapon in the game, such as Splat Charges, Splatter Shot, Splash Pro, whichever. Now, there are also 5 other abilities on this picture that have not been explained yet, such as the one that has the ×2 next to it. This is known as Ability Doubler. Basically, any ability sub that you get on this main piece of gear is doubled. So what this means is that it is much easier to get a pure ability. So, you know, where people would have one main of swim speed and then have 3 subs of swim speed, that would be considered a pure. With this ability, it makes it so much easier because all you need to rely on is just getting the subs on the gear. Another ability is the one with the spawn point, and this is basically a redesign of Opening Gambit. The X with an up arrow next to it is actually another redesign of Last Ditch Effort. The ability with the red squid with the little halo above and the thermal inkling standing next to it, that is another redesign of Haunt. And also, last but not least, the last ability is the little, you know, super jump stealth thing that is there. You guessed it, it is Stealth Jump. Stealth Jump makes a return to the game. However, it is slightly different in Splatoon 2. Basically, if you are standing near the point of where somebody is stealth jumping to, you can still see the jump. Basically, stealth jump comes into effect if you aren't standing near the landing point of the stealth jumper. So basically what's going to happen is that if you're standing next to somebody stealth jumping in, you can still see the jump. It's fine. You can camp near it and then you'll be fine with it. So in that aspect, it makes it slightly more bearable, but we don't know at this point. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Now, Nintendo also show off that there's, you know, single player stuff and Salmon Run. Basically, the Salmon Run, whenever you do it, you can earn extra gear, coins, and gear chunks as well. But they also tell us that there will be updates with the game for at least a year. And Oh my god, I flipped when I saw this weapon. The Splatbrella. Basically, it's somewhat like a shotgun weapon, except it also has like a built-in wall with it, which seems very interesting. And I can't wait until this comes out because I feel like this is going to be a ton of fun to play. They also revealed to us that new special weapons are going to be in the game, such as this one known as the Bubble Blower, which seems like it's a wand that you can throw, like, I guess, explosive bubbles around, and they just kind of combust whenever or once its in-game timer runs out. And of course, they show off 2 maps which we will be able to play in the future, such as this one that is based on a ship, and another one which is based under a railroad track. And last but not least, they also revealed to us that there is going to be a playable Splatfest demo on the 15th of July. Now, all the times are going to be in the description below just to let you guys know when you guys can play because it is region-based. Just to let you know, if anybody asks, I have chosen Team Cake. And I have also chosen Team Marina, of course. So a little bit about the Splatfest. During your period, you'll be able to play Splatoon for 4 hours straight. And also, I would like to mention that you can download the application for it right now on your Nintendo Switch. You'll be able to play through a little demo of Splatoon where you can shoot around and stuff. But once you come out of that demo, you'll be able to walk around Inkopolis Square and pretty much do nothing except walk around. Except one thing I've pretty much been doing is just kind of playing around with my motion sensitivity and stick sensitivity and just trying to feel out what's going to be my favorite sensitivity and stuff like that. There isn't really much you can do yet until the 15th, but you can download the app and walk around Inkopolis Square right now if you want to. But anyways, this is pretty much all that was revealed in the Splatoon 2 Direct. I'm going to be making another video just to talk about some weapon sets and such. Not in this video, but I'll make another one soon or later. But this is pretty much all for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please, if you did enjoy, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. And as always, guys, this has been that SRB2 Dude, and I shall see you guys in a future video.